Hey guys, first of all, I wanted to introduce myself. My name's Hannah. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I just want to be upfront with everyone that this is just a YouTube video. My opinion is not valid when it comes to diagnosing or providing legitimate counsel or care because you need to seek out a professional in your own time in order to get the best quality of care. So that these videos are just videos to help out and to share my experience with what's helped for me, what's helped for other people that I've worked with, but I don't provide any details whatsoever. I'm just going to be talking about non-specific things. So what I wanted to talk about today was coping skills and the difference between processing coping skills and distracting coping skills. So what is a coping skill? So a coping skill is this term that you may or may not have heard before in mental health. It's this thing, this activity that we do to help us cope, to help us work through difficult things that we're going through. So the difference between a processing coping skill and a distracting coping skill are very important. So with a distracting coping skill, let's say that you're experiencing an unpleasant symptom like anxiety. So when you're having maybe a panic attack or an anxiety attack and you're feeling that chest pressure or those racing thoughts that you feel like you can't control, you might need a distracting coping skill in the moment to be able to take your mind off of those racing thoughts or that chest pressure or the heart racing. And so, an example of a distracting coping skill might be using an app or calling someone or playing a game on your phone. Or for some people, it may be spending time with friends or talking with people online. However, that talking with people, that can be a gray area. So that's how we're going to segue into the processing coping skills. So with processing coping skills, those are skills that you're going to do once you've gotten that anxiety down from using your distracting coping skills. So with the processing coping skills, you're going to be really sitting through and processing through what you're going through and recognizing the fact that, hey, yeah, I'm feeling anxiety and I need to sit through it. I can't hide from it. I can't run from it. I can't numb it out. That's really important. And I've got to find a way to process through this and make meaning of it. So, for some people, that can be writing down your thoughts and feelings and then coming up with some healthy behaviors you can do in the future to control those thoughts and feelings. Another example of a processing coping skill is calling someone, like I said before, talking with someone and admitting to the fact that, yeah, I'm experiencing anxiety right now. It sucks. And being honest with yourself. But what's also going to be important is being non-judgmental. So that's a big thing for me, is just really working on being non-judgmental of whatever you're going through, because you're human and it's normal to go through this stuff and it's going to suck, and you have to recognize that and let yourself go through that, and that's okay, and that's a good thing, and that's a healthy thing. So you want to talk with someone about that, either over the phone or in person. And it could be a friend, it could be a therapist, it could be a family member. As long as you're being honest with yourself and being honest with your feelings and recognizing what feelings you're having. So another processing coping skill can be, for example, looking up lyrics to songs, listening to music that you find is connecting with what you're going through right now, and being able to look up those lyrics and be like, yeah, this is exactly what I'm going through right now, and being able to connect with those words and maybe be a way that you can feel those things a little bit more clearly and make sense of those things a little bit more clearly. So those are just some examples of those processing coping skills and then those distracting coping skills before. So they're both important. It's important to have those distracting coping skills so we can get down those symptoms and be able to feel like we're more in control. So then we can use those processing coping skills to sit through that feeling and to stay with that feeling and process through it and work through it so that the anxiety doesn't keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So if we're not dealing with this at all, then we're gonna probably notice that it's gonna pop out at later times. And that's really inconvenient because that can come out as a form of anxiety attacks, panic attacks, lashing out at others, being really negative with yourself, having a bad day at work, having a bad day with siblings or at school. So when we're not taking care of ourselves and recognizing those feelings, using those distracting coping skills, and then later those processing coping skills, we're not taking care of ourselves. So we really got to sit down and make sure that we are taking that time to go through those different coping skills. So I hope this helps. And if you like what you heard, leave a comment and give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think. Thanks. Have a good one.